In Greek thought, there was this concept of logos. Logos was this divine word, this divine blueprint that kept cosmos in order. Cosmos being this finely tuned universe. And so you had all these Greek thinkers, starting with Plato and Socrates and Aristotle, that worked all the way through to the 1st century A.D., where there was this notion of logos, something holding all of this together. I think it's remarkable that the last writer in the New Testament of the Bible started his book, "In the beginning was Logos," and Logos was with God, and Logos was God. Why did the writer of this book, John, use the word logos when he was opening up his gospel about Jesus Christ? Because it was a really special word in 1st century A.D. culture. All the great thinkers, all the Greeks, all the philosophers, they were looking to this notion of logos. And John was answering them, indeed, logos is God, and God became incarnate. Because a little bit later he says, and logos became flesh and made his dwelling amongst us, and we beheld his grace and his truth. Remarkable word that he chose. See, in the Jewish culture, logos pointed to this monotheistic God, Elohim, this God that was the creator of all. They knew who logos was, and so John was actually answering the Jewish scribes, the Jewish religious people too, with the word logos. But he was also responding to everybody else in culture, who in Greek thought, and even Eastern thought, was looking to this divine word, this unseen divine blueprint that was holding all of cosmos together.